How's it going, everybody? This is the Uncanny Omar. Thank you so much for joining myself and my buddy Kurtis here from the Epic Marvel Podcast. Today we have a very special live episode. Before going any further, a huge thank you to David Gabriel and the folks at Marvel for sending us all this information. This is way in advance. They're nice enough to send us the pictures and everything, and then the other important thing I wanted to say is that always keep this in mind that it might change. The dates might change. None of the books here will be canceled, but the dates may end up changing. So, Kurtis, how's it going, buddy?
Hey, I'm doing really well. I've been waiting for this moment for a long time, and it's always a blast to be sharing this information alongside you, Omar. What an honor it is to be here to do this today.
It's a lot of fun doing this, together as a group, and everybody can chime in because we also don't have the content. We just have the covers and the titles. Sometimes we just have the volume number, so it's a lot of fun to try to get some of this content.
Yeah.
And I know Kurtis likes coming prepared. Me, I just kind of wing it, which is the way I've kind of lived my entire life. So that's the way I am. Now, here's the other surprise for some of you all that have been waiting for a while. I first had that there were going to be 16 Epic collections announced today, and then last minute some things changed, so I had to take one out, and then there were going to be 15, and then surprise, we're going to go ahead and announce 26 of them. So there's going to be new Epics as well as reprints of some Epics, and we have the dates for them. Like this is January all the way to April.
Am I coming through okay? It looks a little laggy on my side as well. The video is not quite matching my lips. Does it look okay to you?
I can hear you fine. You are just a little bit laggy. That's
I don't know what's going on there. Oh well, as long as people can still hear me, we're all good.
Yeah, I can hear you. It's just weird. It sounds like you're being dubbed by somebody else.
It's my anime dub.
All right. So, good morning, everybody, or good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. So, I love to see all these guesses. People are trying to guess like some of these things. And as always, this is just the beginning of 2022. Okay. So there will be a lot more later on in the year. As a matter of fact, without giving any hints, some of the books that have been moved for later on in the year, I'm pretty excited about to announce, but I can't get to announce them until probably the next time I do this for the next quarter. So, all right. Kurtis, should we get started? Should we wait a little longer for people to get in here?
How many people do we have now?
We have 229. Should we go ahead and get started? I know some people are here for lunch, and we can always go back. Again, everybody, don't forget that we also, we want to hear your thoughts as to what's going to be the content of these particular books, because we don't have the content yet, and it's always a lot of fun to guess. All right. Somebody said, announced them already with an exclamation mark. Yes, boss. Yes, boss. All right. So for anybody else that's coming in later, rewind, right? Somebody catch you up to speed.
I will say for the 250 people who are waiting here right now, I'm going to, after this live stream is over, I'm going to jump over to my YouTube channel and have a little after party. So if people, I'm going to bring people who want to talk, I'm going to bring you onto the show, and we can discuss what we just talked about here and go into a little bit more detail. For those of you who just want to keep on talking about epics.
And where can people find you, Kurtis?
Go to YouTube and look for the Epic Marvel Podcast YouTube channel, and I'll put at the end of the show. I'll put the link in the comments so you can hop on over to that.
Okay, there you have it. That's the after party.
After party.
All right, let's go ahead and get started, everybody. We got a lot of books to talk about, and this is going to be a lot of fun. And by the way, of course, this happens. It was working fine earlier. Kurtis, entertain him for a second.
Okay, well, I bought a new shirt for this live stream here. I want to show it to everybody so you can have a look. Oh, I gotta stand up. This is not a hint. I'm sorry. There are no Alf Epic collections coming in this this live stream. I know half of you are going to leave the show now just because, well, why bother watching the rest of the show, right? But I just have to keep this little running gag going because I love it. I think it's just great. All right.
It's seriously the worst. Okay. Should I make it full screen like this, or do you all want us on the side?
I'll keep us on the side.
Okay.
Because it's not. We have it's not small words that we're going to have to read here, so I think we can settle with it.
They unsubbed. Thanks a lot. All right, everybody, let's go ahead and get this party started. It's the upcoming Marvel Epic Collections from January all the way to April, brought to you by Dear Big Condition and the Epic Marvel Podcast.
Yeah.
And of course, Marvel. All right, so first things first, the reprint of Avengers Epic Collection Judgment Day coming out in January. So that's a big deal. A lot of people have been wanting this book. Roger Stern, Uncle Raj.
Such a good volume. This is such a good book. And these are the first of 9 reprints that we're going to talk about today, believe it or not. 9 reprints.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So we'll go back and talk about all these, once we go over them. A new one is Avengers West Coast Epic Collection Volume 5. They are cranking these out in chronological order, darker than Scarlett.
This is one that we actually got to talk about in our last big reveal, and Marvel's pushed the date, so that's why it's showing up here. We're going to see another one in a little while that we already announced as well. That's why we have the contents for this one. If you can see at the bottom, West Coast Avengers 53 to 64, plus Annual 5, and then Avengers 311 to 313, and material from Avengers Annual number 19, and of course, something from What the number 6.
Oh no, Dan spent too much money on Judgment Day last year. Well, hopefully, Dan, we can save you some money this year. Okay, so hopefully we can save you some money so you can buy new Epic Collections. That's the way this works.
Yep.
Conan Chronicles Epic Collection Volume 8, Blood in His Wake. So this is the Dark Horse years of Conan.
Yep, following right. This is going to probably have the remainder of the Conan the Avenger series, numbers 20 to 25, because the last volume ended with issue 19. And then one of the major story arcs in the next series that came out called Conan the Slayer was called Blood in His Wake. So
this stuff, I believe, is... Okay, so none of this is collected in the Colossal Conan books, if you have those. This will be... I think this is going to be the last volume. And this is called Brian Wood stuff, I believe. This
is the last stuff, I think, that Dark Horse published before they lost the license. I think it gets us all the way up to like 2017 or something. There might be another volume after this because these Conan Chronicles have not collected any of the miniseries or the King Conan series or the one-shot. So we could see more.
You're right.
Stuff after this.
They haven't collected King Conan. They have done like trade paperbacks that are almost like Epic Collections with those miniseries. So you're right. They do have enough material. But this, I remember King Conan came out before this, though. So maybe in chronological order or in reading order, King Conan always comes last because spoilers. King Conan.
Yeah.
Next up. Go ahead.
Oh, this is Daredevil Epic Collection. We don't have a volume number, but we're going to assume it's volume 5. Is that what we're up to now? It's called Going Out West, the Black Widow years.
Yeah, this takes us to when Black Widow joins. So,
so the I forgot to write down the contents, what I think the contents are here. So we're going to have to wing this one as well. But this is when Daredevil moves out to San Francisco because that's where Black Widow has her home base at this point in history. And Black Widow becomes the main character in the book alongside Daredevil. You can see in this picture that Marvel provided for us that she gets top billing on the cover.
Yep. This is from issue 100. So what we'll do is we'll go back after we go through this list and try to guess what some of these books contain.
Yeah,
and everybody can play along.
The last volume ended at 86, so this one will have to be at least 87 to 100.
Yeah, and an annual, I assume, right? But we can play the guessing game afterwards. Okay. Let's keep going. This is a new one, and I'm sure a lot of people may not be surprised because the new series, but Hawkeye is getting his own Epic Collection?
I would have to say that this is probably going to have a lot of double dipping with the first Black Widow epic, because Black Widow and Hawkeye were kind of a pair for his early years. So if they're going to do a similar thing where they collect his notable appearances and stuff, then it's going to have a lot of the same stuff. But as you can see, based on this cover, it's also going to have the miniseries from the 80s. This is the Grunwald series, I believe.
Yeah, the spotlight, things like that. That's what it will have to contain. So it'll probably do some double dipping with that, and then probably Avengers West Coast.
Yeah.
West Coast Avengers. But yeah, we could come back and guess. But this is the brand new Epic Collection. Hawkeye's getting a new one. And a reprint. This guy, who's getting his own TV show, Moon Knight, Epic Collection Volume 2, Shadow of the Moon, for those of you that have been waiting for this one for a while now.
Yeah, this one is one that a lot of people are asking for. So we're happy that Marvel's reprinting this one.
Yeah, so I know this is one that I get asked about, and I was almost sure that we're gonna do it, but I was, you never know. But then again, we're getting a Charlie Houston omnibus, and we're getting the classic Moon Knight omnibus Volume 2. So
yeah.
So much Moon Knight love. Life is awesome. I love it, Mutant Menace. So happy. Dean, I do not know the content, but we can all play the guessing game after we announce these. We'll go back and try to guess which ones, what the books are going to be in here. Oh, God. Yes. I'm happy about this one. So this is one that we knew about.
Yep.
This is Silver Surfer Epic Collection, Volume 4. I think DC has just kind of ruin it for me when I see something out of a catalog. Then it's gone. Whereas they just move things around Marvel. But it's good to see it back. This is Silver Surfer Epic Collection 4, Parable. So collecting probably one of the best Silver Surfer stories, and then a lot of the early years here from the late 80s series. So
yeah, Steve Englehart.
It's a great series, man. Love the cover too. The In-Betweener Galactus. All right, go ahead, Curtis. What is this?
This is Avengers Epic Collection Volume 20. This is the Paul Ryan illustrated years. Now, this is gonna. It's interesting because we got Heavy Metal, which was Volume 18, and then they're skipping Volume 19, and then they have Volume 20. This one right here, and then after this is the Collection Obsession. It goes into Bob Harris stuff.
The leather jacket years.
Yeah. And so this one, the biggest storyline in this volume, in this era, is called The Crossing Line. Not The Crossing, The Crossing Line. And so I'm guessing this is probably going to be about issues number 318 to 333, the debut of Rage. That
You're joining the New Warriors, baby.
There you go. I knew you'd like that.
Classic.
Now, I don't know. Annual 19 also has... is in this time frame, but it's kind of it's an epilogue to the Acts of Vengeance story, which would be I can't see them collecting it in this volume because there's just not the right spacing. So they might put the annual 19 in the volume 19 whenever that comes out.
Well, I mean, if they collect it, it would just collect the Avengers part, but then John Byrne did a lot of that with West Coast too.
Yeah.
So a lot of the story wraps up between both books.
Yes.
Trumbull Comic is saying, I think Avengers Epic Collection 20 would be 319 to 343. So then that includes Fabian Niciesa's run too. And because they had a couple fill-in writers in there too, like Larry Hama.
Well, 343 is already, isn't it? It's too high for me to reach. I thought that the Collection Obsession already got that far. Oh, hold on. I have it online.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, yeah.
Here we go. Daredevil, Heart of Darkness. So many people have been asking about this reprint, and it is finally coming in February of 2022. Officially, Daredevil Epic Collection Volume 14, for those of you that have been wanting this. Oh, I'm happy that this is finally coming back out in a print.
No.
So many people.
I would say probably the most requested Epic Collection that's out there. So it's good. It's finally coming back. It's been only took like 8 years.
And one thing I always like to stress, I hate driving FOMO, fear of missing out for those that don't know, but my goodness.
Yeah.
Whenever Marvel reprints these, make sure you pre-order them or try to get them the first week because they do a smaller print run of new printings. So that's something to always keep in mind. The print run on new printings isn't as big as the regular print runs. So it's a smaller print run.
Yep.
So I don't want anybody to miss out on these books now that they're being reprinted. So please don't forget to pre-order if you can. Check out Cheap Graphic Novels, our official sponsor. They're doing pre-orders.
Yep.
So as soon as these go live, by all means, lock it in because I would hate for you to miss it.
They go fast, very fast.
Yeah, I know. I'm so glad I made your day, Mutant Menace. You're one of my favorite peeps out there, man. So, and Eric, my buddy Eric Garza, unsubscribes from the Heart of Darkness eBay alert. I'm glad I could help, buddy. All right. Here we go. Doctor Strange Epic Collection, Volume 5, The Reality War. It's almost like he's having a movie next year.
A movie about different realities.
Realities, maybe? We don't know. We have no inside information.
The Reality War comes from issue number 46, and I believe that's just like a fill-in issue as well. So they really wanted to shoehorn the reality into the title to tie into the movie.
It was one issue. You're right.
This is Claremont's era. If you wanted to know what Claremont was like writing Doctor Strange, this book has, I think it's this entire run is going to be in this one book. He has a crossover with Man-Thing, which Claremont was also writing at the time. So that should be in here too.
Yeah, because this is after Englehart, isn't it?
It's after, well, Rick Englehart, then Roger Stern, and then Claremont does a little stint, and then Stern comes back. And I'm pretty sure they would probably cut this before Stern comes back.
All right. Here's a big one. One that I didn't see coming.
Yeah.
So, and I can't wait to come back and talk about this with all the people that want to keep talking about epics and trying to map this out. But this is an era that I'm excited that they're doing. But this is Volume 8 of Excalibur. So Excalibur Volume 8 officially announced. I really thought they were going to go in chronological order, and then they do this. Love it.
So this cover here is from a Colossus one-shot, which places this right after the Warren Ellis run. So I'm guessing that this will probably start up right where the Warren Ellis Visionaries trade paperbacks end. So probably 86. So I'm guessing maybe 103 or so.
But
I mean, sorry. No, that 86 is 103 is the Visionaries. No, I mean 104. 104 to something like maybe 115 or something like that.
I'm excited because, well, Excalibur only went to 125, but there is enough material for another volume, I think, if they stick the Starjammers miniseries and things like that. Now,
yeah, and Kitty Pryde, Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D., there was a 4-issue miniseries here at this point as well as the Pride and Wisdom, which was Ellis.
That was Ellis, though, but with Terry Dodson. Yeah, we'll come back and talk about this one in more. But I'm excited because this stuff has never been collected, ever, in any kind of format. Omnibus, trade paperback, like none of this stuff has been collected. So, woo! I'm excited for that. Fantastic Four Epic Collection 23. More of this wonderful, underrated Tom DeFalco years, and, of course, Paul Ryan. With the... I love Lyja. She's one of my favorite characters. And this is just such a... There's only 3 of them. I wonder what happened. There was that big anniversary issue.
Based on this cover, I wonder which one is missing. This is a fantastic era, pun intended. I just love it. It's so great. This will be issues 377, and I'm guessing probably to 386, cutting right off before the Nobody Gets Out Alive storyline that takes us toward issue 400. There's also, this is the Star Blast mini crossover story as well. So we'll probably see a couple of issues of Namor in here also.
Hear me out. Hear me out. Don't leave the chat yet. Fantastic Force Epic Collection. One day.
That would be great. It would be done in one. It would be fantastic. Really fantastic.
All right. Let's keep going here, and I do need to make a note.
Oh, not Starburst, Star Blast. Sorry, Michael Evans, like Starburst, the candy.
Starburst candy.
Star Blast.
Yes, you're right. Look at Philip, man. He's already mapping this out. That's awesome. I do need to go back and talk about this, and well, let me wait to hear back from David, and we'll talk about that. But this is another big Moon Knight epic collection. Volume 3 is being reprinted, The Final Rest. So this wraps up the original Moon Knight series. So happy for those that can get it, and that means two of them are getting reprinted.
Well, we got the last one just got reprinted a couple months ago.
Oh, so yeah, the Volume 1. You're right.
We are all fully reprinted in the Moon Knight era, which is great.
For you epic people, right? There's still Omnis available. So there you go.
Yep.
Thor Epic Collection Volume 4 is also being reprinted. Get ready for some Thor love. There's a lot of that happening. To Wake the Mangog, because a lot of these have been out of print for a long time.
Yeah, a lot of people want this one, and people have been wanting a reprint of this one from the very beginning when it first got published, because they printed it on really slick, glossy paper. And people are like, we want a reprint with a more matte finish. So depending on who they get to print this one, you may get your wish. Who knows?
Take that, eBay. I love that comment.
Yeah.
Yeah, some more reprints. I know this is going to make a lot of people happy. And yes, people were not fans of the paper quality of the first printing of this. So there are a few. Would you upgrade, Curtis, or are you going to upgrade? Like, say if they reprint it with better quality?
You know, if it had a significant like actual production issues or like pages were out of order, then I might consider it. But I like hanging on to my first printings if I can.
You do? How come?
Just because they're the first ones. No other reason for that. I haven't upgraded to the Final Threat Avengers reprint, which did correct the printing mistake when the pages were out of order. I haven't done that yet, so I may pick that one up. But
you better before it goes out of print.
I know, right?
By the way, the covers we're giving also are subject to change, right? Somebody could change their mind at the last minute. Reprints will probably stay with the same cover, but newer material, they might change their mind on the cover.
Yeah,
it doesn't happen a lot, but sometimes it does. Here's another reprint. Captain America getting some love as well. Epic Collection Volume 15, The Bloodstone Hunt, another one that was out of print and now coming back officially.
Somebody just yesterday was asking, "Hey, does anyone know where I can get the Bloodstone Hunt on the Epic Collection Facebook group?" And I was so tempted to say, "Just wait till tomorrow. Just wait till tomorrow." Here it is.
Well, hopefully they waited, right? They didn't go on eBay and say, "Well, I guess nobody wants to sell me this." Man, this is more Mark Gruenwald stuff. If you've not read it, very amazing. Like, it's one of my favorite runs on Captain America. One that I wish they would start doing an omnibus format one day, but who knows?
Yeah.
Wallet is in serious pain right now. We're not even done, man. We're only in March.
Oh, man. And so, speaking of Captain America, what's next, Omar?
What is next? Well, that would be Captain America Epic Collection Volume 19, baby!
Woo! Continuing on, I think is this wrapping up Gruenwald's run? Or does he? I think he has one more after this.
He went all the way until Fighting Chance. And that stuff has only been collected in 2 smaller trade paperbacks. So this is the Rick Levins, I think, was the artist during the time doing this. Yeah, so this is Volume 19. This would make one more would be wrapping it up.
Right. Yeah. And then we have Captain America 411 to 424. And 425 is a fresh start to like a new Captain America era, so I'm pretty sure they'll cut it there. Annual 11, there's a one-shot called Ghost Rider Captain America Fear by Howard Mackie, and they could possibly put the U.S. Agent miniseries into this one as well.
I would be good with that, because not everybody picked up the U.S. Agent miniseries, which is so good. So good. Look at my buddy Diane Collectors. Dang. I have to filter myself because there's kids watching. 7 more Captain America epics till completion. Is that right?
Yeah,
That's crazy. That's true.
they are moving really fast with those ones in Thor. Those are the ones I think that are making the most traction.
Feels just like yesterday that I bought my the Iron Man one, and I was like, one day all of this will be completed. Crazy. All right, next up on the list is Conan the Barbarian, the original Marvel Years Epic Collection, Volume 5, Once and Future Kings. Now, this is the one that I didn't get a cover for, so we just kind of put a placeholder here, so that's something to keep in mind. This is just the cover that we chose, but it's the fight with King Cole. It's very iconic. I like it.
Yep. This cover is the one that has the title of Once and Future Kings, so it's for sure going to be there. The last Epic Collection ended with issue 59, so this one will be 60 to, who knows, maybe. I'm not familiar with Conan at all, so I have no idea where the big story breaks are. It could go all the way to 75.
For Conan, I think they were only doing, 12, 13 issues per Epic Collection, if I'm not mistaken?
The Volume 4 had 16 issues, is listed at 16 issues, so this one could go all the way to 75, possibly.
That's cool. Let's hope this one is thicker then. This one has been printed in omnibus format. It has. This has been collected in omnibus format. But this is for those wonderful Epic folks.
Yep.
Look at Dave. David, we got a whole year, man. This is just the first 4 months. Spidey will get plenty of love later. I promise. It's his big anniversary, right? 1962?
Yeah.
August? So August of 1962?
I think so, yep.
So I would say that around August is when you're going to see a bunch of Spider-Man love. All right. Next up is Star Wars Legends Epic Collection Legacy Volume 4. So these are being released in chronological order.
Yes, and this is probably going to be the last one. This series only lasted for 50 issues, and this one will probably take us right up until the very end.
Awesome.
And they better start reprinting those other Legacy books, because Volume 1 and 2 of Legacy are quite hard to find now and out of print.
They better. Look at you.
They better.
You're threatening. You sound like the internet, man. You sound like the internet. All right, let's keep going.
I can't complain, because the ones that they are announcing of reprints right now are just it's a great list. So.
All right.
Thor, more Thor reprints. Volume 3, The Wrath of Odin. Another one that's been out for quite a while.
All those people that have been wanting these books, like, I swear, I don't know how it is at the Epic Marvel podcast email or the Facebook group, but I get messaged about Thor. They're like, does Marvel know that there's a Thor movie coming out? It'd be a good time to release Thor Epic Collections. And I can't, and when I find out about these, I can't say anything. So I'm like, yeah, of course they know. Like, that's all I can say. I can't agree. Like, so I kind of stay out of it. But yes, oh my gosh, so many people have bugged me about these Thor Epic Collections. They're finally coming. Alex, do not tell me Marvel's starting off Spidey's 60th anniversary by killing him off and no epics. Dude, it's done, man. They're done. Peter Parker's gone, buddy. It's all about Ben Riley. All the teasers I've been seeing online and people asking what I think, and I'm like, I don't know. Yeah. I haven't read it, so yeah, all I see is just teasers.
We also have 2 Spidey epics coming in November, so that's going to carry over. The sales of those will carry over through these months here.
By the way, Alex, thank you for the super chat. Oscar is asking, do you guys think they will do a Transformers Epic or Complete Collection? Sadly, IDW owns the rights to Transformers, so I mean, I would love a Transformers Omnibus or Complete Collections or Epics, but I don't think they can right now.
Yeah, and all of the IDW books are out of print, so it's good to find another way to reprint them.
This is ironic. Somebody just emailed me yesterday. What are or can you help me find an Avengers Epic Collection Volume 7? And I said, yeah, I can try to look. That's all I said, right? But here it is. Avengers Epic Collection Volume 7, Avengers Defenders War. For all those people that have been asking me about it, and for the guy that emailed me yesterday, if I can help you find it, I did. Look, man, I hope you're watching. Hope you didn't unsubscribe because I said I'll help.
Don't forget to pre-order.
And yes, do not forget to pre-order. Very important. And hit that like button. That's also very important. Don't forget to hit that like button, please. Epic reprints. Love it. Was the original Thor Mangog a quad printing book?
Technically, yes, but Quad has a bunch of different factories across the country, and the one that is notorious for printing those bad epics a few years back is not the same one that did the To Wake a Mangog. It was a different one.
And I agree with Rick here, saying so many great reprints, great for new collectors. Absolutely. You want new people to collect these books. Of course, this would be a great. I always said we're living in the Marvel age of omnis and epic collections. And it really feels like that. Can you imagine like starting your collection now as opposed to like 4 years ago when you had no clue? Like, oh my gosh, the books that were out of print, you couldn't find anywhere. So I think it's a wonderful time for new collectors. So many whales getting harpooned in early 2022. Any Doctor Strange epic collections? Yes, we talked about one earlier. And we'll go back and look at these a little bit closer. Incredible Hulk Epic Collection Volume 13. I'm so glad I made the right decision a few years ago when I sold my Bill Mantlo. What do you call them? Thick epics, prototype
the
epics?
proto epics, yeah.
Yeah. Because I remember having them, and as soon as they started doing Hulk epics, I'm like, oh, I better get rid of those because I'm OCD about my spines. Got rid of them, and look, now we have Volume 13. So this would be Crossroads.
Yeah. Now, the Crossroads trade is, I looked it up, is 375 pages, so a little thin for an epic, so it probably will have other stuff included.
I think it will be more expanded, right? Of course, it's an epic, so I'm just glad to see Bill Mantlo's run now being collected again. So if you've not read it, this is a great run.
Yeah, nice cover too.
Another look at this, guys! You guys are being spoiled with all the Thor love, all the Thunder God stuff here that's happening. So Thor Epic Collection, God of Thunder Epic Collection Volume 1. And the omnibus is being reprinted. This is amazing. So in April of 2022 is Epic Collection Volume 1 of Thor. So
that's three Thor reprints in this time frame. That's just wow. And are we going to get a Thor Epic Collection, a new Thor Epic Collection announced, Omar? What do you think?
Odds are that I've already looked at the list, so I would assume maybe. Yeah, they're in your favor. Thor Epic Collection, Volume 7, War of the Gods. This is what the cover that they've chosen looks like. So again, cranking those earlier Thors out in chronological order. Man, this is awesome. So this is after the Into the Dark Nebula.
Yeah, and actually in our last big reveal, we had announced Volume 7, but it was titled Ulick Unchained. So they have changed the title.
Mm-hmm. So more Thor, Volume 7 officially coming out in April of 2022.
So actually, hold on a second. What's the cover on this one? What is that? 351? What does that say?
No, 257. Are you watching on your phone?
Sorry, it's just small on my screen here. This is actually our list doesn't have a volume number. I added the volume number here. I don't think this is actually Volume 7 because the other Volume 6 ends with 216. So there's no way we can get up to 250, 251.
257.
257. So maybe this is Volume 8.
8?
Yeah.
I'll double check on this one because they've been putting these out in chronological order. I mean, I can't imagine them not doing a 7 unless
Ulick Unchained is still on the schedule
for this, but it would have to be on the schedule for December, right?
Right. Yeah, but we just haven't seen that. They took it off and haven't. It would be in the next whenever the next solicitations are. Whenever you do that video, so I guess we'll find out. But I think this is actually Volume 8.
Okay. And I just officially got the the Conan the Barbarian Epic Collection Volume 5 cover. So I'll upload that here.
Nice. Cool.
But let's go ahead and wrap up the list here. And thank you so much to David and all the folks at Marvel that are watching that that saw me put a question mark on that one. That was the only one I had to go out and get. And yeah, I will double check on this one too to make sure that Epic Collection. This might be 8 then.
Yeah.
X Factor Epic Collection Volume 9. Awesome. So awesome that this is stuff not previously collected. We've a Volume 8 came out. When did Volume 8 come out? The Examination.
It was a couple years ago, I think. Yeah, I think we skipped a year for X Factor releases. This is the J.M. DeMatteis run right here. The stuff that follows Quesada. It also, I have no idea where they're going to end this, because there's going to be the Phalanx Covenant Life Signs crossover with Excalibur. That will be probably in here.
Yeah, and this will probably just include the Excalibur issues and what was it, X-Force. That's it.
X-Force and Excalibur. It was a 3-part story.
Yeah, they won't include Wolverine and Cable and things. I wouldn't think so.
And I don't know where they're going to end this, because we get in after that we get into Legion Quest, and so would they just put just the X Factor issues of Legion Quest in there, or the story continues heavily in Uncanny and X-Men?
Well, yes. Honestly, well, keep this in mind though. The Age of Apocalypse Omnibus didn't collect the Legion Quest prelude at first.
Right. So where's my X?
So they probably just will include where he wakes up, and then probably make mention of the Age of Apocalypse.
I think it might look a lot like this book here, X Factor 108 and 109 with Uncanny the whole Legion Quest story. Might have the whole Legion Quest story, but I don't know.
Can you highlight that book again, please? Okay.
I don't know how they're going to deal with Legion Quest. We don't have any precedent for that yet in the Epic Collections.
Has there been a Fatal Attractions Epic Collection?
No.
Not Fatal Attractions. It's been released in a Milestone, the X-Men Milestone line. So, yeah.
Well, I think that might be our list. Our whole list.
Oh,
wait a minute. What?
The next one is big. I think the next one answers a lot of questions for a lot of people as to
or raises more.
Or raises more, and I'm sure there's going to be more of that. But this one is big, and that is X-Men Epic Collection Volume 20, officially coming out in March of 2022. We kept this at the very end because a lot of people thought that the Epic Collection of X-Men would be done with 19, like the end of the Chris Claremont, Jim Lee era.
Yeah.
So,
and after this, it's just there's so much crossover, and like with the 2 titles, like how are they going to do this? We have no idea. We still don't really have any idea because we don't know the contents, and we have an Uncanny X-Men cover here. My guess is that we probably will get at least X-Men Volume 2 issues 4 to 8. That stuff is from the Mutant Genesis trade paperback.
The one that just got reprinted, actually.
Yeah, and then probably maybe the Bishop's Crossing storyline as well. And then that would leave us with 9 issues 9 to 13 of X-Men Volume 2 uncollected, and that butts up right against Executioner's Song, so they could fit those at the beginning of another Executioner's Song trade paperback if they X-Men Epic Collection, if they really want to do that whole story again.
Right. But that means this opens up a lot of questions, a lot of wait a minute, what does this mean for the X-Men? Are they going to do a Volume 21, 22, like the Skinning of Souls, and what happens to all the crossovers?
Yeah.
So it's all a guessing game right now. I mean,
but cool to see a Volume 20.
Absolutely.
That's amazing.
I'm happy to see this too.
And after there's been 3 of the classic X-Men epics in a row that have been released. It's nice to get a different era just being released now, so that's nice.
Because they kept going back, and they've also reprinted a lot of stuff too.
Yeah, with the milestones. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So we shall see. I'm gonna go back and change the picture to the Conan book, and I'll make sure to ask about the Thor book. What if indeed it is a Volume 8, or what is it exactly?
That volume number was just a guess when we didn't have the cover art at the time when we made this slideshow, so I stuck in volume 7 because the War of the Gods title comes from an annual, and so I assumed it was going to be in volume 7, but based on that cover that they just sent us, no way.
So let's go back to the beginning.
Okay.
So no Spider-Man, no Wolverine, for the people that are asking. I'm sure Spidey will get plenty of love later this year. Usually they do 2 a year of Spider-Man's Epics collection.
The last couple of years, they've also been putting them pretty close, almost month to month. So, and that's what we're getting in November.
So, really quick, we'll do a quick rundown, if you will. Kurtis.
Oh, sure, yeah. Coming in January, Avengers Judgment Day, new printing. Avengers West Coast Epic Collection, Volume 5, Darker Than Scarlett. Conan Chronicles Epic Collection, Volume 8, Blood in His Wake. Daredevil Epic Collection, Volume 5, going out west. Hawkeye Epic Collection, Volume 1, no title on that one yet. Moon Knight Epic Collection, a reprint of Volume 2, Shadows of the Moon, and Silver Surfer Epic Collection, Volume 4, Parable.
And for the month of February, Kurtis, if you will.
Avengers Epic Collection, Volume 20, untitled so far. A reprint of Daredevil Epic Collection 14, Heart of Darkness. Epic Collection, Doctor Strange Epic Collection, Volume 5, Reality War. Excalibur Epic Collection, Volume 8. We don't have a title on that one yet, but that'll be the Ben Rabb years. Fantastic Four Epic Collection, Volume 23, more DeFalco. Moon Knight, another reprint of this one, Volume 3, Final Rest, and then another reprint of Thor, Volume 4, To Wake the Mangog.
Lots of Thor, man. So much Thor. Love it. All right. And for the month of March,
Captain America, The Bloodstone Hunt reprint. Everyone's wanting that one. Captain America Epic Collection Volume 19, continuing on with the Grunwald run. Conan the Barbarian Marvel Years Volume, I think we're up to 5 now, of Once and Future Kings. Star Wars Legends Legacy Volume 4, finishing up that series. And someone in the chat said there's actually a Volume 2 of Legacy. The reprints are not going to be DM only.
No, they stopped doing. I think they did that for the first wave, and then they decided to make the reprints available to everybody, Marcelo. So
and also they are moving everything over to Penguin Random House anyway, right?
Yeah, so things are going to be a little bit different going with the new distributor. Nothing that from the consumer's end, of course. I don't think you guys will notice a difference. Hey, Omar, did you get a chance to ask? Thank you for the super chat, King Rich, to ask David about the digital stuff, and is X-Men Volume 20 just Uncanny or also X-Men Volume 2? That's what we don't know yet about the Uncanny and X-Men titles. We don't know if it's going to contain both or if it's going to just contain the Bishop storyline leading up into the meeting. I mean, you have a lot of Jim Lee and Whis Portacio artwork long before the almost said Sins of the Father, which was Executioner's Song was originally going to be called. But so, I mean, you might as well, use it. Maybe the end of the Epic line will be the Executioner's Song. I don't know. And as far as the digital stuff, I have a list of questions I'm prepping for him, and that's one of them. What are Epic collections? Funny you should ask. I did a whole video on what they are, and this gentleman down below me runs a whole channel and a Facebook group on what those things are.
Only the best way to collect classic Marvel comics. That's all.
Let's not get crazy. And for
way better than. Hold on. Go back to March. We didn't finish out that month there.
You got me all.
I just want to say sorry. Thor, Wrath of Odin, new printing, and X-Men Epic Collection Volume 20. There, now you can change.
No, I can change it. Thanks, boss. All right. For the month of April, Kurtis.
The Avengers Defenders War new printing. Incredible Hulk, Volume 13, the last volume of the Mantlo run. It's weird that they're kind of going backwards on that. But that one butts right up against Going Gray, Volume 14. And then another Thor reprint, The God of Thunder. That's Volume 1. And then a brand new Thor Epic Collection, I think is going to be Volume 8, War of the Gods. And then X Factor Epic Collection, Volume 9.
So hold on a second. Executioner's Song is collected in an X-Force epic.
It is true. It's collected in full, which makes sense because it's kind of a Cable story.
What? All 18 issues are in the.
Yeah.
You're talking about the. Yeah, and it's got the Brandon Peterson cover, right? The whole thing.
Wow. The whole thing. The whole thing's here. So yeah, the question is, are they going to do the whole thing again in X-Men? It's a pretty key story for both X-Factor and X-Men. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. I mean, X-Force and X-Men.
All right, for all you wonderful folks that are still here, and don't forget to hit the like button. But we're going to go ahead and do something fun. Figure to get everybody involved and talk about, what these books could contain. That's always fun. Curtis and I like talking about these things, and we would love to talk about them with you all. So we know what that contains, so we won't be doing any reprint talk.
Yep.
And some of this stuff has already been mapped out previously, such as the case of Avengers West Coast, Epic Collection Volume 5, Darker Than Scarlett, containing those issues of Avengers West Coast 53 to 64, and then
and here's Annual 19 material for. They're going to put the Acts of Vengeance epilogue in this collection right here.
Why don't they reprint Star Wars books? I don't know. Maybe they want you to buy an omnibus, or maybe they will once these books are out.
There have been a couple of reprints actually that just weren't solicited. But
of Star Wars?
Which ones? Old Republic Volume 1 and Empire, I believe Volume 1 have both been reprinted before. They both have second printings.
Darker Than Scarlet, such an interesting story too, because John Byrne didn't really get to leave like the way that he wanted to. So was it Paul Ryan that took over after him, and he kind of drew in a John Byrne style? The artist that took on after him.
Well, Ryan was doing Avengers at this time, right? Wasn't he? Did he do both at the same time?
I can't remember, but I
don't remember either.
John Byrne leaving the book. And so Conan Chronicles, you've kind of mapped this one out, right?
Yeah, I'm sure it's just going to be the rest of Conan the Avenger, and also the entire run of Conan the Slayer. And maybe a one-shot or something at the end. I don't know.
Roy Thomas and Paul Ryan.
Okay.
Could have been. That sounds like something. Darker Than Scarlet's just disassembled years early. Yeah. Do we have the Deadpool epic? I thought we had one last video you did. We did. We got to announce that. When did that
hasn't come out yet? It hasn't come out yet. It's coming out
this year sometime.
Yeah, in a couple months. I think September.
Epic Mac Daddy Kurtis. Doctor Strange, a separate reality reprint announced. I forgot, but you seem to know everything about epics. Oldmar, don't get jealous. I love the fact that he's Epic Mac Daddy Kurtis and I'm Oldmar.
Oldmar?
What the heck, man? All right, answer this man's question.
The Doctor Strange separate reality. Let me just see if it's got moved.
Look, Curtis is looking it up. He don't know either off the top of his head. I could have done that. Deadpool's in October. And then, wait, Deadpool's in December.
Doctor Strange, I think, is still on the schedule for December of this year. Volume 3. Hasn't moved.
Okay. When did you announce Conan the Barbarian, the original Marvel Years Volume 4? A few months ago, I think. Just kind of showed up. And the thing that happened was the schedule got moved around too.
Yeah.
So I'm not jealous. I'm just upset you call me Oldmar. Come on, man. All right. Daredevil Epic Collection going out west. So we're thinking this is what volume was this?
This is volume 5. This one I originally, because we don't have a volume number and we didn't have cover art at the time, and so I just did a Google search for an issue called Going Out West, and there's nothing. I couldn't find a single issue, so I was like, what volume is this? I have no idea. Then I remembered that Black Widow at the time was living in San Francisco. And then you got this cover art here, so that's nice.
So at least we make it to 100, right? So 80, is it 87? Was that the last?
Yeah, 87 to 100 and something.
maybe an annual. Hawkeye, this is going to be fun to map. What do you think is going to be in this? Because this is the very first Hawkeye Epic Collection.
Yeah, definitely it will have the 3 issues of Tales of Suspense that he was in with Black Widow. Of course, Avengers, when he joins the team, what is that, number 14 or 16?
With Cap, yeah.
The Swordsman issue will probably be in there. I would imagine he'd have the issues where he turns into Goliath. And then who knows, because he's like in so much.
And by the way, anybody can chime in. Let us know what you all think too.
Yeah.
What this would contain. Matt thinks collects Hawkeye 1 through 4, Tales of Suspense 57, Marvel Super Action number 1, Avengers 189, and Marvel Team Up number 95. How much Hawkeye will double dip? Well, if you're having Avengers and Black Widow, it will do that. And Avengers West Coast, because Avengers West Coast has that, right?
Yeah, I think it doesn't have the Hawkeye miniseries.
I could have sworn that it did.
It has the original West Coast Avengers miniseries. But I mean, that could be there too. It's very formative for Hawkeye becoming a team leader. It could be in a Hawkeye Epic Collection as well.
It is fun to guess. It could include the solo Avenger run where he featured. Could.
Yeah, I think so.
So the miniseries was what, from 1983? The 4-issue miniseries?
Somewhere around there. I don't know the exact date.
And then the Avenger Spotlight, or
Yeah, I'm sure this will be a great place to have the entire solo Avengers or Avengers Spotlight run in there. That would make perfect sense for these. Probably not in this first volume though.
But, well, I mean, okay. So with Bobby back there.
Yeah, I mean, they could put some of her early appearances too, if they want to tell her story alongside Hawkeye's.
And wasn't there a trade paperback that collected some of the material like that Matt's talking about? But it was, I mean, the material here is about half as big as an Epic is going to be. So,
Yeah, there was a Hawkeye trade a few years back.
Maybe the Hawkeye lead story from Solo Avengers. I was thinking something like that.
Definitely.
There's going to be a Hawkeye omnibus reprint. No, sir, Mr. Tolliver. The only thing I saw was the complete collection of Hawkeye. Chuck Dixon did a miniseries in 1994. It could, if they're stretching it out, right? Or unless they're focusing on, I mean, if we're going into the Giant Man stuff that you're thinking, then that's a lot of material they can pad out. Like, that's a lot of Hawkeye. You're going to be double dipping a lot with Avengers, though.
Right. And that's the thing, is that he's been a constant member on Avengers and West Coast. That, like, do you just do random issues of those, or how do you think of the key moments?
Bobby makes him think that this might be just solo Avengers stuff.
Yeah, one thing is that they could start the Epic Collection just with the Hawkeye miniseries and not include any of the stuff before that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this one's an interesting one to map out. I like when they do this, though. I love the fact that they're doing these kind of things with chronological order, right? For characters that didn't really have ongoing series until years later. I mean, like Black Widow, the entire Epic Collection is just made up of her stories featuring in other character books.
Right. And then Riker has a good point here. They didn't for Wolverine. They left out his X-Men issues, and that's probably that could be a good clue to this one as well. They might just.
Wolverine also didn't have Weapon X in it, right? They kept Weapon X in the omnibus.
Right. Well, Weapon X hasn't come out yet. It was
the first story that was collected in the omnibus. For the Epic collections, they left it out. The Epic collections seem to be going in chronological.
Oh, you mean the Miller miniseries?
No. Weapon X,
from Marvel Comics Presents.
Yeah, Barry Windsor Smith.
Right.
That's what kicked off the Wolverine omnibus.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So in the Epic collection, it seems to be going by publishing date. And that's a very odd one too, or oddball, because they don't normally do that. We know the contents of Moon Knight. We know the contents of Silver Surfer Epic Collection Parable. Silver Surfer 15 to 23, Annuals 1 and 2, Fantastic Four 325, Marvel graphic novel Silver Surfer, 2-issue series from 1988, and the material from Marvel Comics Presents #1.
That 2-issue series is the Parable miniseries that Mobius does the artwork for. And I'm a big Mobius fan, but I haven't actually bought any version of Parable yet. So I'll be happy to have that in here.
Yeah, the gallery edition is beautiful, dude. I love that story. That's one of my favorite comic book quotes. Comes from that story.
Mobius is one of the masters of comics.
He certainly was. All right, here we go. Avengers Epic Collection Volume 20. With the cover of issue 329. This one should be fun to map out. So we're thinking Larry Hama years, Fabian Nicieza years, right?
Yep. Definitely. There's actually not very many issues between volume 19 and 20. So they got to pad it out with a bunch of stuff, because we have the stuff before that and we have the stuff after that already released.
So, okay, what was volume 19?
We don't have volume 19 yet. Volume 18 is Heavy Metal.
Yeah, we do have Heavy Metal, and then volume 20 is the Collection Obsession?
No, volume 20 is this one that we're announcing here, and then Collection Obsession, yeah.
Okay, Collection Obsession is volume 21. So Collection Obsession starts off with 334, right?
Yes, it does.
That's what we were talking about earlier. So this one, 329, man.
And this one ends with 303. So we have 304 to 333 to cover 2 volumes. That's only 30 issues for 2 volumes.
So that means annuals, right?
Yep, annuals and some crossovers, if there are any. And that's why I wonder if maybe they'll put in some West Coast Avengers issues with the Acts of Vengeance stuff.
It would have to be Avengers Annual number 19.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, 17's in this one, 20 is in this one. So yeah, I mean, you could have volume 19 in this one, but it's the end of the Acts of Vengeance story, and I'm pretty sure the Acts of Vengeance issues won't be in this volume. They'll be in volume 19 whenever it comes out.
Okay, I got to make one more change here in a second. Oh yeah. That's funny. Okay, so let's go ahead with the next one. Daredevil reprint, which we know about. I'm sure a lot of people are very excited for that, because who isn't, right? It's a good volume. And it's one that a lot of people have been asking me about, so I know people have been wanting it.
Oh yeah.
Doctor Strange, Epic Collection Volume 5, The Reality War. Okay, so let's talk about this one. And anybody in the chat, please join in. Do we have a Volume 4?
We do have a Volume 4. Where is my Doctor Strange?
I don't know. You have drowning in epics, man.
Alone Against Eternity, Volume 4. This one takes us all the way to issue number 28. So this one's going to be 29 to something else. Oh, what did I say? This is the Claremont years, right? I wrote this down.
Claremont, and then when Stern comes back.
Yeah, I think it might take us all the way to issue 46, possibly.
So, Thomas, how you doing, buddy? The Collection Obsession is the name of Omar's biography. Thanks, I appreciate that, and it's also true. All right, so I'm glad that Doctor Strange is getting some epic collection up at the very beginning. All right, I got to change something really quick. Don't mind me, by all means. Just making sure that I update this. Bang, look at that.
Whoa, new cover.
This is the cover that they've chosen. So they're going with issue 107. This is awesome because this is the cover that I chose. This is by Salvador La Roca for when I did my my custom bound of Excalibur Omnibus. I think this is my Omnibus volume 3 or 4. So it's the cover to issue 107. Cover. Yeah, it shows the team. It's a nice cover. I like it.
Yeah.
Doctor Strange. Here's Philip Ayers saying Doctor Strange 29 to 43. 17, 15, 17 pages, 255 pages. Doctor Strange, 44 to 54. So he's even doing the page count. You are crazy, man. Okay, so if we're going into 107 and it only went up to issue 125.
So is volume 8 the last volume, not this?
Well, I mean, okay, so let's look at, okay, Wesley, thank you so much for adding this. Wesley's thinking Excalibur 107 and 125, Colossus one-shot that we saw earlier, the Kitty Pryde Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. miniseries, that's the one that's written by Larry Hama, and I forgot, was it Rick Leonardi that does the artwork on that one? I remember really liking that. And in the MU, what's MU 19? Marvel Universe? Marvel, what is that, Curtis?
X-Men Unlimited.
Oh, XMU. I'm sorry. Thank you.
Yeah.
See, Ben Rabb wrote the end of this run. So I was thinking, this is after Warren Ellis, right?
Yeah.
He also did a 3-issue, was it 3 issues? Miniseries after Excalibur. It's just called Excalibur 2. They could put that in there.
I don't know. This is already getting a little crowded. If they start at 107.
Well, that's what I was thinking. Maybe Volume 9 will be the last one.
Well, Ellis ends at 103. Yeah, the Pride and Wisdom stuff is written by Ellis, so I think that it would probably.
But it was after he left the book, wasn't it?
I don't know. Maybe. I also don't know if they're just going to wait more on Ellis. He's kind of in the news right now of not being a very nice guy. So,
I haven't been keeping up, so I don't, I don't know. I mean, you're talking about a lot of issues, but I mean, I will say, I hope. How about this? I hope they collect Excalibur 2, the 3-issue miniseries, because I don't see that being collected anywhere else. Plus, it features the Black Knight, who's very. I mean, if they're doing it well, who's very, he's playing. He's got a big role in the Eternals movie. Yeah, he's even one of the main covers. So it'll be interesting to see the final, what they decide to collect with this. Does Excalibur Epic Collection Volume 4 collect all of Alan Davis' written material? Is it when he comes back from 42 all the way to 68? I think it does, yes.
Where is it? Right here. All the way to 58. This one goes to 58.
No, it doesn't. He wrote all the way to, was it 68, I think? Then Scott Lobdell took over the book. This one was fun to map, but that's because I'm a big X head. All right, Fantastic Four Epic Collection, Volume 23. So this is before Strange Days. It's after the new Fantastic Four. What do you think is going to be in this one?
There are.
67 is what Wesley's saying. Thank you, Wesley, for double checking.
Strange Days goes to 403. So there are actually only 30 issues or so to fill up 2 books, Volume 23 and 24, because this one is Volume 25. So there's got to be a lot of padding in here somewhere. So like I said, the Star Blast series crossover, there was 2 parts. There was one part that took place in outer space that the FF weren't involved in, and there was stuff that takes place underwater, which the FF are involved in with Namor number 47, 48. So I think that this one is going to stop at issue 386, because issue 387 starts a brand new story where they kind of do a lot of time travel and stuff like that called No One Gets Out Alive. And that story is one big, long, epic adventure that takes us right through issue number 400.
Yeah, I remember the countdown of No One Gets Out Alive. Had the big chromium covers and stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
But I love that Paul Ryan artwork, man. Yes, even Sue Storm's costume, as ridiculous as it looks, I was just a Paul Ryan fan. Honestly, Paul Ryan was able to adapt his art style. He was just a great artist, man.
Oh, yeah. He's a solid storyteller, too. He's not as flashy as some of them, but really great.
Upcoming Epic Collections for February, we're looking at the reprint of Moon Knight Volume 3. And the reprint of Thor Epic Collection Volume 4, Wake the Mangog. and Captain America Epic Collection Volume 15.
Yep. So much great stuff here.
DeFalco Sue is single and ready to mingle. Spoilers, man. Captain America Epic Collection Volume 19. So, I think Volume 20 would wrap up the Mark Gruenwald stuff.
There's one cover that when I was looking through this material, there's one cover that has Shang-Chi on the cover, and I was so certain they were going to choose that as the cover for this one, but they went with Black Panther instead.
Because of the movies?
I don't know.
Because of a certain movie?
But I mean, Shang-Chi has a certain movie as well.
That's
and we have no Shang-Chi Master of Kung Fu Epic Collections coming out here. Like, they took Volume 3 off of the list like over a year ago, and it hasn't resurfaced, even though there's the movie coming out.
Dude, I told you to buy the Omnis.
Omnis, what are those? I don't know what.
Oh my gosh, Curtis.
You don't realize how long Mark Gruenwald was writing Captain America until you look at how many epic collections it takes to complete his run. It's like 7 or 8 volumes or something.
I don't know. Nicole has been watching. Thank you so much. This is a big shout out to him, man. He has been watching my show for a long time, and he about once or twice a week he will leave this. Am I really the only person that badly wants a Deathlock omnibus? Axel's saying yes. I'm saying no. I like Deathlock. His art, like Mike Zeck's Deathlock. Oh, that cover's forever embedded in my head, man. But I don't know if there's enough demand for the character of Deathlock, right?
Yeah, I don't know. Certainly didn't make a big splash when he was on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., so I guess they'll have to wait till a big budget movie comes out.
Mm-hmm. So what do you think is collected in here? Because when we're talking about Fighting Chance ends his run, right? It takes us all the way to 437. But it starts with issue 425.
It's Fighting Chance the stuff where he has that armor.
The armor. Mm-hmm. It's the lad. It's like Dave Hoover's artwork, I think.
Right. So there's probably because Man Without a Country is volume 22. So we have 2 volumes after this. So one more to collect the rest of Gruenwald, and then the Fighting Chance volume, and then Man Without a Country.
Man Without the Mark Waid epic. Yeah, I think so.
Okay, so I think this one's going to go up to issue 224.
424.
Or sorry, 424. Yeah, because issue 425, right on the cover, states a bold new era for Captain America. So it seems like a good starting place for volume 20.
Mm-hmm. Gruenwald run ends at 443 is his last issue. I really could have sworn it was 437, but you're probably right. I'm not looking, Jesse. I'm not looking at anything. Well, if it's 443, then we're definitely volume 20 will end his run. Conan the Barbarian, and this is what the cover looks like. So close, right? It's King Cole on the cover. Very close to what we thought.
That's a great cover.
Yeah, but this is the king size annual, so it does tell us that they're collecting the king size annuals there.
Good. Or at least the cover of the king size annual.
Well, I mean, they're going to collect the book. And Star Wars Legends Epic Collection Volume Legacy Volume 4. So this wraps up that run, right?
Yep.
And more reprints. We have Thor Epic Collection Volume 3, Wrath of Odin.
Now hold on a second. Go back to Legacy for a second. Legacy. I thought it was going to wrap up the series, but actually Legacy Volume 3 goes all the way to the end to issue number 50. So I don't know actually what the contents. Here we go. People need to tell us.
Luke Jennings is saying, here's your content for Star Wars Legacy Epic 4. Legacy Volume 2, 1 through 18. To round out the Legacy line of Star Wars epics. Thank you so much, sir.
Yep, there we go. Very nice.
Volume 20 wouldn't be able to end its run. You would need Volume 21 before. What? Oh my gosh, that's no. Wait. There's no way. What's the Man Without a Country epic number?
22.
Holy crap! Did Mark Gruenwald really write that much Captain America? Because if that's 22 and this is volume 19, then we need 2 more volumes in between there. I really thought there was enough material for just one. So 414 might be like one of the last issues towards this run. My goodness.
Wow.
That is a lot of I mean, I know he wrote a lot of Captain America, but then they're definitely including US Agent miniseries and things like that.
Oh yeah, that's right. And there's the Ghost Rider Cap one shot called Fear that came out around that time too.
The Avengers Epic Collection Volume 7, Avengers Defender War, is coming out with a reprint in April. The Incredible Hulk Epic Collection Volume 13, and I think this is the Crossroads era. And this would be the last of the Bill Mantlo stuff. Holy moly! Mark Gruenwald wrote 307 of 443. Mark Gruenwald was on Captain America for a long time.
It's incredible.
That I remember when I was doing my mapping for my omnibus, I was like, well, I think there's enough material for 3 or 4. That's probably why. Wow.
Yep, it's right up there with like Peter David's Hulk and Claremont's X-Men for really long runs.
I would love that collected in omnibus format. Look, they're almost done with the epics. So, Epic Collection Volume 13. Man. That's awesome. So glad that they're coming out with those. And Volume 14 is Going Gray, right?
Yep.
And that leads into the Peter David omnibus. Awesome.
Right. Yeah, this is just the last volume of the Mantlo run.
Thor Epic Collection Volume 1 is getting a reprint in April. And we're getting Thor Epic Collection maybe Volume 8. Volume 7, War of the Gods. I'll ask about this one. I will definitely ask about this one. Because I'm curious, too, as to what it's labeled as. Hold on a second. I just got I got this earlier today. So this is Epic Collection Volume 8. That's what I have. The file name is Volume 8.
Oh, okay.
So
Perfect.
the Ulick book that we saw is...
So it's dropped off the schedule, but hopefully it'll come back then. At some point, I'm assuming it's going to come back.
Yeah, I'll ask about that one. Okay. So this is Volume 8.
Yep.
Everybody? Little mistake was made.
Very nice.
Wait, Mega Shremser says, wait, we're past Hulk already? We didn't really announce or talk about this one.
Yeah.
Mega Shremser thinks the Incredible Hulk 301 to 313 for sure for the Hulk one. It's got to be a little bit bigger than that, right?
Right. I don't know if there was anything that was going on outside of the Hulk series that would be worth collecting, if he had any minis or one-shots or whatever. Crossroads.
Rocket Raccoon, baby. He did write the Rocket Raccoon miniseries.
Yeah. It also has Annual 13 and Alpha Flight 29. That was also included in the Crossroads trade.
Those at the time. Yeah. I think it'll be bigger than that. I think there'll be, because there were a total of 3 Bill Mantlo books, right? Pardon,
Regression,
and Crossroads. So I'm thinking it'll be 2 epic collections featuring his run.
Right. Yeah. So maybe the half of Regression will be included in this volume as well.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Thor Epic Collection, Volume 1, and Thor Volume 8, War of the Gods. So, did we know the mapping for the Ulick book of Thor?
I can't remember if it did. Like, that one disappeared off. Like, I don't know if it actually got a listing on.
I remember announcing it and talking about it. Wow. Captain America wrote Captain America. Mark Gruenwald wrote Captain America for 10 years. Dan Slott wrote Spider-Man for 10 years. Dave Sim plugged away at Cerebus for nearly 30. Thank you, Great Arlu, for that. So the 301 starts the storyline. Nope. Kemi is saying we did not see a mapping for that.
Yeah, we didn't.
So I'll ask about Volume 7 to see if it's when it will be released. I think because of the shift in the distribution center, that honestly, I'll probably see that happening in November or December.
Yeah,
I don't think it's gone. I think it'll come back. X Factor Epic Collection Volume 9. Man, now that I can't remember who it was, but thank you so much for bringing my attention. I forgot about that. That X-Force book does feature the Executioner song as a whole.
Yeah, all the X Factor issues are in there, but the X Emanations. I got a big pile of epics beside me that I've been building up here.
Okay.
This one has the Executioner issues, but only the X Factor issues.
Right, because it was they were kind of there as kind of a fill-in, right?
Yeah.
It was more about Cable, Professor X.
But I don't see how they could get away in an X-Men epic line not doing the whole story, like only doing the Uncanny or X-Men issues. That would
we'll talk about that here in a second.
Yeah.
You're jumping the gun here, Curtis.
Right.
I'm thinking for this one here. Where did Examinations take us? Like that is the complete Peter David.
This got us up to 100. It's the beginning of the DeMatteis run is in this book. So okay. I think that we're going to see the rest of DeMatteis in this book, obviously.
Taking us to Howard Mackie then.
And John Francis Moore, possibly the first few issues of Moore. Because Moore did... the miniseries too, the Spider-Man X Factor miniseries. That could be in there. Oh, yeah.
That could be in here. Because now that you mentioned Moore, yeah, I forgot about that. So I'm thinking this will include those 3 issues of Phalanx Covenant, the X Factor issue, the X Force issue, and the Excalibur issue.
Yeah.
Because I don't think for those actually cross over into each other.
Yep.
So that means there's enough for 2 more X Factor Epic collections, because X Factor ends at 149. So we have enough material for 2 more, including annuals, including the specials and crossovers.
Right.
Because after Phalanx Covenant is the Legion Quest storyline, and then Onslaught, which honestly they don't really need to wrap. They didn't play a big part in Onslaught, so. So 5 Avengers in a row, 20 to 24. Is that right? I thought we were missing one. 19. Missing 19, right?
We're missing 19, yeah. So if we had 19, we'd have 8, 7. We'd have a bunch in a row.
Was the Spider-Man X Factor series with the newspaper strip? Yes. So it was a 3-issue miniseries, and then there was the newspaper strip part too. How many epics? This is a good question. How many epics that collect Avengers by Roger Stern have been released so far, guys? We have, what is it?
Roger Stern. It's just Under Siege and Judgment Day and Heavy Metal. No, Heavy Metal. So that's 3.
Yeah, we still need a lot. Heart of Stone, the Absolute Vision, Trial of Yellow Jacket, right?
Yep.
Absolute Vision is what we need to. So we still need quite a bit, or just 2 Omnis. Just throwing that out there. Because I know my boy Curtis loves hearing that. All right, and last but one that I really want to talk to you all about. No, Omar, that was wrong. See the comment above. That was Spider-Man Beast Mutant Agenda you're thinking of. Spider-Man X Factor was a mini written by Busick. Yeah, but it was only 3 issues, right? Let me go back to that one, Kyle, because I'm thinking that one was only 3 issues. The X Factor Spider-Man, and it was during the Ben Reilly stuff, right?
Was it?
Is that what you guys are gonna call me from now on, Oldmar? Thanks a lot. Thanks, Max. You see what you started?
Shadow Games, is that what the series was called?
That was one of them, yeah. Yeah, it was 3 issues, but 2 different things. One was featuring Ben Reilly. I remember that. All right, let's talk about X-Men Epic Collection. Volume 20.
Okay.
So collecting issues 281. Are we thinking it's going to collect adjectiveless X-Men 4 through 11, 12, 13?
Well, it would have to.
To Executioner Song, right? Like 14
That's
is
right.
Executioner Song.
Yeah, if they could go all the way to 13, but if they also like the cover is an Uncanny issue, so we know they're going to put Uncanny stories in here. Are they going to put the whole Bishop's Crossing trade that goes up to 293?
That will end the Wills Pertasio stuff. And oh man, that's a lot of books though.
That's a lot of issues.
If we go from 281 to 290, when does Executioner Song start? 294?
Yep.
Okay, if we go from 281 to 293, we're looking at 12, 13 issues. And if you add all the X-Men stuff in there, from issue 4 to 13.
That's another 10 issues. That's too many. And then you got to think about annuals and whatnot as well.
Okay. The only annual that they could add is the Shatter Shot stuff, which that's used to me. That always felt like a X-Force storyline.
It was no, it was in New Mutants, was it? Shatter Shot? Which
Shatter Shot
collection was it?
It was the very first X-Men, adjectiveless X-Men annual.
But which Epic collection collected that? I remember
Omar,
it was in one of them.
David to make an X-Men omnibus, which collects these issues, which are collected in Epic Volume 20, which are not collected in any omnis. And those, man, that's a lot of. Okay, so you're asking about Bishop's Crossing and Executioner Song. You want to make that into an omnibus? I mean, yeah,
makes sense.
Yeah, it's a tricky part though. Like, I talk about that. Like, what do you do? Because do you reprint the OHCs? They're too thin to be labeled as omnis, and Executioner Song is its own event. Bishop's Crossing really doesn't lead into Executioner Song, other than the physical numbers, right? Like Bishop has really very little to do with the. I guess you could say, yeah, the X Trader, and he thinks Cable's the X Trader. I don't know. It's tough. IDW has the Hostess fruit pies rights. Probably. Kyle the Mighty saying Shattershot was Uncanny, adjectiveless, X-Force, and X-Factor. It has Mojo because Shattershot is related to X-Force. Yeah, that's what I thought.
Right.
I mean, technically, if you want to call it an X-Men but Chris Claremont didn't write any of that stuff, and Jim Lee really only did one thing, and that was, dang it, y'all are making this difficult, because Bishop's Crossing, he did do a lot of that. He co-plotted that with Wills Pertasio, and he did do one issue of Shattershot. He laid out the annual. I have to think, how would I map that? That's another good map, my X. I need to get with everybody when we're going to do that. So Curtis, what should this contain then? What do you expect in this?
My guess is that it'll be X-Men, Uncanny X-Men, the Bishop's Crossing, pretty much this entire trade, plus the Omega Red story from 4 to 8, or from 4 to 7. Don't think
there's enough material for. Hey, now that's enough material for a volume 21 before Executioner Song.
It wouldn't be any Uncanny issues though. It would only be the X-Men Volume 2, 9 to 13, because Bishop's Crossing this trade goes all the way up to Executioner Song. According to
Curtis's mapping.
Well, no, I mean this trade goes all the way to number 293, and Executioner Song is 294, right?
Well, we don't know where this trade's going to go. That's what.
Well, right. Yeah. That's my guess. This whole trade.
Yeah.
Will Sergeant.
Someone asked earlier will the Sergeant Fury line continue? Volume 1 is excellent. I haven't heard about that one, man. I'm so sorry. So X-Men number 8 is in the Bishop's Crossing trade paperback, but not in the OHC.
Correct.
Yeah, because the OHC was just Uncanny. Even though like the payoff for that was Bishop showing up in issue 8 and the pie and all that. Does Volume 21 actually need to have uncanny issues in your guess? It is hard to. It is hard, but I can't. I'm so glad that they. I'm happy and frustrated with the content. I don't know. This one's tricky because now Curtis is making me change my mind. Because if they just keep it uncanny, then that definitely all they're doing is reprinting that particular trade that you have.
Right. But they could also include those other
but
issues of Volume 2.
I don't work for Marvel, but if you include adjectiveless X-Men, then that gives you another volume in there, 21, to put more uncanny and adjectiveless X-Men in. If you start mixing adjectiveless X-Men with this volume, that leaves it open.
Right.
All right, Max. Lord Curtis and Young Spring Chicken Omar. Okay, that's a little bit better. Is Amazing Spider-Man Epic Volume 2 getting reprinted? I can only find a second-hand one for 250 euros.
Whoa.
It's a little steep for a book. I don't know that one.
I
thought they already had it reprinted.
It has already had a reprint, but I don't know. It might be sold out again. It's the Ditko stuff, so I'm sure they'll keep on reprinting that one.
Yeah. It's not unheard of them for just to reprint a book as an epic. Captain America the Captain. That one is basically Captain America the Captain trade paperback.
Right.
I think with X-Men though, you can how do I put it? Stretch it out. You know what I'm saying? X-Men. People are gonna buy it. Look at all these OHCs and Omnis. But man, this was a lot of fun. Curtis! And everybody in the chat that's still with us, and if you're joining later, by all means, what's the one book you're most excited about? Whether it's a reprint, whether it's a new book, what's the one epic collection that you're like, oh man, this is awesome?
Well, it's going to be Fantastic Four because I just love that.
That was my pick. Volume 23.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm gonna highlight people's choices. Rick is saying X-Men 20. Harris is saying, okay, here's Volume 21 for Uncanny X-Men, 291 to 293, X-Men 10 to 13, and include Executioner Song. That means you're leaving it open for all freaking events to be collected in epic format. I love it, Harris. Captain America number 19 and FF23. Same, man. Dude, Fantastic Four 23, 100% for me. Like, that's one of my favorite, most, like, underrated runs of all time. Punisher by Rucka Omnibus. Nice try, Sugar Man. No hashtag. I want Venom. Well, Venom is getting an epic collection. Volume 2 comes out later this year, I believe. Silver Surfer Volume 4. I still count only 25. I thought there were 26. Did we not do 26?
We took out one.
We took out one, but we said 15 at first. Let me double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can't believe you got me counting on air, Philip. or is that Kimmy? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
Oh, hold on. Here's Conan. This is why we miscounted because Conan is split into two lines.
I told you to check my math.
No, we did originally have 26, but this morning Marvel pulled one from the schedule, so we couldn't announce that one. I really wanted to announce that one too.
But that's okay. It's not canceled. It is just
move to the next
slide. Yeah. So it will still come out. It's not going to go anywhere. We promise. So thank you so much for that, Kemi. Both Curtis and I need to go back to basic math training. Canada has as good a school as America does. CGN still has a small restock of Amazing Spider-Man Volume 2 and 3 for those that are asking. Tell them Near Mint Condition sent you their way. Get the free shipping on books. Daredevil Volume 5 for Phil. The Groomwald caps for Louis. Daredevil 14. I want all Daredevil, my buddy Diane Breed collectors. I'm most excited about Doctor Strange because that's one of the few epics I collect. Glad to see the Mantlo epic, but would prefer the earlier stuff. Fantastic Four and Daredevil by Nocenti. Yeah, the reprint is good. Moon Knight 2 and Silver Surfer. Avengers Volume 7. I'm so glad you're getting that, brother. I already have Bishop's Crossing trade, but we'll double dip on X-Men 20. And the question of the day, will you, Curtis, double dip and get X-Men 20?
Yeah, you bet.
If it's the exact same thing?
If it's the exact same thing, and then I'll pass off my Bishop's Crossing trade to somebody else. Gotta have the epics. Complete collection.
Should. I love it. I love it. I'm the same way. I'm excited about the new X Factor.
Well, that's why you sold the Mantlo books.
Because I knew it. I knew they were coming one day. Look at that. The payoff was what? 5-6 years in the waiting? No, 5 years in one day. X-Men 20, FF 23, X-Men 20. Love it, man. I really want Amazing Spider-Man Epic 4. That one's out, isn't it?
Oh, it's out, but it's out of print.
Oh, it's out of print?
I think you really want a reprint on that one.
A reprint, okay. Really fired up for Defenders Avengers 4 and Matlow Hulk. I'm down with Hawkeye. Enjoy early runs of a character. King Conan. Dude, we need a King Conan omnibus first. I want Venom upcomings. Well, keep in mind we didn't see any Spider-Man either. I think that stuff will be kept for later on. Daredevil Volume 5, even though I was hoping it was going to be a Volume 12, finally finishing off collecting the Senti's run by getting those last 15 or so issues at the beginning of her run. What's up, Tim? How you doing, brother? Runs a great website, by the way. Plug it, man. Put it in the comment section here. Incredible Hulk Volume 13, Conan the Barbarian Volume 5, X-Men and X-Men spinoffs, titles. I'll stick with Omnis. Just broke down and got Thor Omni 3 for the Galactus versus Ego stuff. Might double dip and get Mangog. It's worth it, man.
Yep.
And you skipped the Chuck Norris Karate Commandos done in one. What?
That'd be awesome. I'd love to see that.
All right.
There's probably licensing issues with that one.
Conan Chronicles. And Kemi, that was our bad. We can't count. What the heck with Venom? Generation X Volume 2 get postponed? I love the question that you were assuming that it was coming. I love it. Okay, I have an official Marvel chronology here. X-Men 5 through 7, Uncanny X-Men. Oh, okay. This is Kyle. X-Men 5 through 7. I like it. Uncanny 281 to 286. X-Men Annual 1. Uncanny 287. X-Men Ghost Rider crossover. That's right. They crossover with Ghost Rider.
Right.
That was issues. Was that Jim Lee's last issues? Because Ghost Rider was 20. It was 26 and 27, I think, of Ghost Rider. And then it was issues 9 and 10 of Jim Lee, if I'm not mistaken. Because he leaves at issue 11. That's his final issue. There were 16 new and 9 reprints. Thank you so much. Basic math failed us. Please, Omar Venom. I thought we talked about that. Venom's coming later. We promise. Conan Chronicle for me. Mantlo run starts in the Masterworks soon. Oh my goodness. Wait to see those Bishop Crossing OHC prices drop like crazy. I hope so. There's a lot of people that want those books. Oh, I'm sure King Conan Omnis are coming. Netflix is developing a Conan show. I didn't know that.
Cool.
Any chance for an Amazing Spider-Man Epic Volume 4 and a Fantastic Four Epic Collection Volume 4? Absolutely, there's chances. There's always good chances of those. Look at all. We got 9 Epic reprints coming. Curtis, what's an Epic line you'd like for Marvel to start? What a good question. Curtis? No. No, Curtis. I'm going to kick you off the show, man.
I really want them to do I want them to do Spectacular Spider-Man and Marvel Team Up. I think those are I mean, I know they get the Masterworks treatment, but they're underrepresented just elsewhere in terms of collections. So I'd like to see that. I mean, they already did Generation X, so I don't really have a whole lot more to complain about.
Are you kidding me? There's a lot, man. Where's my Nth Man? Cable Epic line? Hey now. Hey. I like that. I like Cable. Ghost Rider, exactly. See, I would rather have Ghost Rider Omnibus, but I would be good with a Ghost Rider Epic Collection. Danny Ketch stuff. What's up, Billy Tucci? If I may plug my own 464-page Omnibus Volume 1. It launches on Indiegogo and Kickstarter 6/30/21. Well, you know I'll be there. You had me at Omnibus, Billy. Hope you've been doing well, sir. We want that Elf epic. And thank you so much, Billy, for the super chat. Guy's an amazing artist. Creator of She, everybody, and now it's coming out in omnibus format.
Very cool.
And it's an epic show. Like Curtis is like, everybody keeps talking about this omnibus format. These comments are awesome. I'm disappointed. I like Thor, but where's Ghost Rider? Where's anything but Thor? I love it because the copy and paste, man. This is hilarious. Copy and paste, replace Thor with X-Men. 2 months ago,
right.
Everybody was like, "I'm so tired of X-Men. Stop it." And then when we get no X-Men, they're like, "Where are all the X-Men?" I love it, man. You guys are the best. You guys are the best. Billy Tucci said, "Thank you. You helped inspire it." I'm so glad you went that route, man. I'm serious. People love those hardcovers. And if it's an omnibus hardcover, you let us know and we can talk about it, man. I want them to break the Thanos Infinity Origins omnibus. Oh, that is true. They could start doing Thanos like epic collections, like they've been with like Black Widow or Loki, right? Like they did a Loki omnibus that's coming out. That would be really cool.
Yeah, I mean that would set a different precedent of just the characters that have never held their own ongoing series in the classic Marvel era. But that would be cool. I would be up for that for sure.
Mm-hmm.
A Thanos one would be really, really nice. Just to get the whole Starlin run in one long line. Thunderbolts would be a great idea.
Actually,
Thunderbolts epic collection would be good.
I'm surprised Thunderbolts. You know, we have 90s. We have Deadpool, we have Venom, and we have Generation X. Thunderbolts, New Warriors, Darkhawk, Sleepwalker, that era. I mean, those are all going to come in epic format one day. So I'm excited when those come out.
Yep.
Not if, when. Yes, everybody that is wondering, it is a hardcover. This is Billy answering about his She omnibus. Great show as always. Thank you, sir. Thank you for watching. Okay, these are nice, but where's the Man of Steel one? You break my heart, Final Shadow. I can't even read that. I can't finish reading that. Thank you so much, Mega Shrimpster. I like both your shirts. Happy early midsummers. It's tomorrow to both of you. My wife and I are celebrating our anniversary. Our anniversary was June 21st. So we are celebrating it tonight. Couldn't get into the restaurant that we both really enjoyed on our anniversary, but now we can go tonight. So isn't Onslaught the cutoff for the epics? I think they're probably going to rethink things.
Yeah, they're showing a shift in that for sure.
Yeah, it's you know, if you think about it, 10 years from now, epics are going to be completely different, right? 10 years from now, us old people are going to be like, "That's not an epic. Back in my day, an epic meant it was from the 60s and 70s."
There's Curtis old Mar talking again.
Curtis can have his Onslaught epic collection and his new X-Men by Grant Morrison epic collection. Astonishing. And then finally read some great stuff. Finally.
Hey, I've read that. I've read New X-Men. I bought that off the shelf when it came out.
Oh, look at you. Good job, man. As far as more new comics are coming out, finish line for the epics will also move. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Omar's old man voice rejuvenates. You're welcome. I love using that voice for my kids when I start talking about back in my day, we didn't have the internet. We used to stare at the wall and imagine things. My kids think it's hilarious, and I'm like, no, I'm not kidding. We did. We look at the wall and then like use our imagination. Can the Inhumans, my buddy of Week in Geekdom, nicest guy on the internet, as my wife likes to call him, the smartest man on YouTube. Can the Inhumans get epics too?
You mean this?
Curtis printing out his own. Let me highlight you, man. What did you put together?
This is just. It's just this trade.
You put a dust
here. I just put a dust jacket on it. So yeah, I have 2 Inhumans epic collections because I wanted them to be on my shelf with the others.
That makes sense, man. That makes sense. And that's it, everybody. Stop sharing the screen. I want to thank everybody for being here. This was a lot of fun, man. This was I'm new to. Oh, hold on. We got a good question. I'm new to this comic stuff, and I would love some recommended comics. Please answer. Well, since we're talking about Marvel Epics, I guess we could tell you about some Marvel Epic lines. You can't go wrong with Stan Lee and Steve Ditko's Spider-Man Volume 1. I think that's a classic run. FF Volume 1.
Yeah, I mean, it's some of this stuff. It depends on if you like comics from this era. If you don't enjoy the pacing and the writing of 1960s, then those are not the ones I'd recommend to you. But because if you're just getting new into comics, diving back to the original, like the really, really early stuff from the 60s is great because you get to learn about the characters and how they originally appeared and how they were developed for the first time. But I think that for a lot of people, they're not as accessible, I think, just in terms of the style of writing for people who are more used to new stuff.
I was worried. We hadn't seen Kurtis in a long time and no new Epic podcast. He was busy. He's a busy guy.
My job has taken an upswing, so I like the modern stuff.
Okay, if you like modern stuff, then forget everything I just said and get that X-Men Mutant Genesis, the Epic Collection, since we're talking about Epics. Mutant X-Men Genesis. X-Men Mutant Genesis just got reprinted. It's got wonderful artwork, and honestly, it kind of kickstarts the gold and blue era of X-Men. Omar, does the Age of Apocalypse companion go over to what happens to the Scarlet Witch? Yeah, look at you, Mario. You remember that. Yeah, it does. In one issue, it talks about what happened. Yes, Mutant Genesis is modern. Don't make me feel old. God bless. As far as Epic lines are concerned, right? Captain America, Man Without Country. That's a freaking awesome. Actually, Captain America, Man Without Country is an awesome. I still think it's modern. Are you guys serious? 1992 isn't modern? I'm done. I'm out. I can't do this anymore, Kurtis. I feel old now. We're talking about.
You got to talk about Avengers Disassembled. Brian Michael Bendis is modern. Even that's getting a little old now.
That's going to be an Epic collection soon. Hey, you're not old. I'm 50. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. Thank you. Oh, yeah, y'all can keep calling me that. I don't care. Don't forget the like button. Galactic Storm, modern or classic? Don't make me answer to this because to me it's still modern. But it happened. My goodness, almost. 30 years ago. Okay. On that high note, I think we need to wrap this up.
I'm going to put in the link in the comments. I'm going to put in the comments a link to my YouTube stream that I'm going to jump off of this one as soon as we finish, and I'm going to jump onto my own YouTube channel. And I'd love to hear from you guys about what you think of the Epic collections. I'll bring you onto my show. You can, if you have a good camera and microphone, not even if you have a good camera and a microphone, just if you have a camera and a microphone, you can come onto my show. We'll chat. And so check the link. I think I just put that in the comments.
Is it not showing up? Links are stupid. Put it
in there somewhere.
Send it to me in a private message. I'll put it in the link of this or description of this video. Okay.
Or just search. It's There's already, I set a scheduled video for, if you just go to the Epic Marvel Podcast YouTube channel or my Facebook page, the Epic Marvel Podcast Facebook page, you should find it there. Oh boy, look at that.
Look at this. I let the man plug his show and already with this. Look, man, I'm not into that drama. I love Kurtis. He's a super smart guy and he deserves to be here. So yes, everybody should go and check it out.
Awesome.
And on that note, thank you everybody for joining us. Thank you to David Gabriel and the folks at Marvel for working with us to get the new covers, to make sure that we have the right names. And and if you have any more questions, if you're watching this later, leave the comments down below. Check out cheapgraphicnovels.com, the official sponsor of this video. And we are also on Patreon and Spreadshop. And there's different tiers on our Patreon that you can check out. Thank you all so much. Kurtis, people already know where to find you because you plug your show. And
that's right.
Everybody,
thanks again, Omar. Thanks for having me on.
Oh, thank you, man. You're always welcome back, brother.
Awesome. Thanks.
Stay healthy.